Just wanted to do a short video for the brothers and sisters out there with regards to a topic that you really don't probably hear too much about. There's a lot of individuals out there that walk around life believing that they believe themselves to be these amazing people, so kind, so happy, positive, loving, and warm, all so generous, humanitarians, philanthropists, people that are altruistic, things of that nature. When the complete opposite is true, because um, they're easily angered and upset if they encounter anything of a truthful nature. That's why I always say, if the truth hurts, you're living a lie. But more importantly, that if something of a truthful nature or a negative nature arises in their reality, they're immediately triggered. So that means there's something in them of a negative nature that resonates with this external negative, and then the two will lock like an embrace. They'll recognize each other, and that vibration amplifies the frenetic chaos that resides in the individual living a delusional fantasy world. And that amplification of chaos causes frenetic energies, and it also propagates fear and rage. At the same time, it attenuates any positivity that might linger in the individual. So I've encountered this myself a ton of times. These people that pretend to be so spiritual and enlightened, awakened, and all these things, which is beautiful if you can actually attain it. And most people, they try, but they're not able to, because they can't seem to disconnect from the matrix. Few people do it. And when they do, it is a beautiful thing to behold, because then you can see it's veritable. It's not disingenuous. And you could always tell when somebody's a veritable positivity, because nothing you're going to say to them or nothing you're going to do is going to affect them adversely, because they're vibrating at a different frequency than anyone else. So when you're doing that, all of these other, veil threats and vain attempts are going to fall short of their goal of trying to get this smile off this person's face. It's not going to work. So you have to recognize that if you say something to somebody who's professing to be positive and they instantly, boom, angered like that, just triggered, then they've never been positive at all. It's all been a lie. And I've encountered it a lot of times, especially when you offer an idea or a concept or an opinion or a thought or something that you feel that runs contrary to their core set of beliefs and values. That's when you're confronted with cognitive dissonance and ad hominem to the greatest extent. They apply it quite liberally to the situation, to the point where they want to destroy this thing that they cannot refute. Thereby, this is a threat to the stability of their delusional fantasy world, and it must be eradicated at all costs. So you have a ton of people like that walking around. And you just have to be careful, because don't take any advice from them. And a lot of these people are supposedly, quote unquote, spiritualists. People are tarot readers, psychics, mediums, all of these things. And these people have a lot of mental issues. So when you're getting a reading from them, they're superimposing that toxic, dysfunctional, delusional, disingenuous energy within the energy of your reading or whatever you're doing. So be careful, because then you're actually assimilating it unconsciously. And then you walk away from the table, so to speak, carrying it. Then you propagate it unconsciously. You integrate it. Then it becomes a part of your reality. Then you become acclimated to this low vibration. And all of this is happening without your awareness, your conscious awareness. But your soul is going, yo, look at this. You're not even seeing what I'm seeing. And the physical mind's going, ha, 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 like a little 2-year-old, completely oblivious to life, as always. But you got to understand, you're a collective element of many different facets, not just physical. Physical is just the here and now. But you are metaphysical. There is no here and now for the metaphysical. Time is an illusion. Space is an illusion. Distance is an illusion that the soul clearly sees as an illusion. You can't travel through an illusion, so you can't travel through time. Time doesn't exist. It's a construct of man. It's how they confine you and sequester you and banish you to the imprisonment of a 9-to-5 grind, which is essentially the death of your soul and the absolute assassination of your inner child. And that's exactly why you see these people on the parkways and the highways and the freeways, are shuttling around in their metal coffins. They're lifeless, because the child in them died a long time ago, and it can't be revived, because they don't recognize anything even remotely wrong with them inside. They're just very happy being miserable, and on they go. But anyway, I just wanted to bring that to your attention, that you have to just be very careful of these disingenuous people, not just spirituals, anybody and everybody who's fake and phony and false. This is the false identity that fits in with the posture of their society, their social order, their clique, their etiquette, their, their pleasantry programming. That's all just a bunch of prehistoric nonsense. It's absolute nonsense. That's why people are easily controllable, because people's minds are the easiest thing in the world to manipulate, and they do it very well every day. So that's why they do it. They get away with it because they dominate people. If people were actually aware of the fact that how powerful they are, we would unite as an ethos, as a population of a cumulative energy, a cohesive singular force that can easily raise the vibration of this planet and allowing the Earth to become the brightest star imaginable in the universe. But what these creatures are trying to do is trying to turn the Earth into a penal colony and make it the darkest star in the ethers of dark matter. The dark arts, shadow projection, dark autosuggestion, nefarious subliminal implantation, on and on. That's just how it goes. Your ego is the nucleus of all illusions. Anything of a veritable nature is not an illusion. Anything of a disingenuous nature is an illusion. So if you encounter someone who's phony and you sense it, just stay away from them, because they have nothing to offer you, because they're living a lie. So how do you think they can actually benefit you in any way if they're just false and disingenuous and they're existing in lies? There's nothing of a benefit that can come by connecting to their energy. You can never judge anyone, but what you can most certainly do is to make an honest assessment of the quality, content, and character of an individual's energy, frequency, and vibration, and deciding whether or not you want to choose to connect with their energy or not. And more often than not, you're going to find out you're not going to want to, because your heart is your most precious asset. It belongs to heaven. You must become highly selective as to whom it is you allow in your life, let alone who you let in your heart. Because, as I've said, your heart is your most precious treasure. It belongs to heaven, and that's why not everyone deserves it. So if you come across a disingenuous individual, you've been warned. Stay away. They're no good.